In today's broadcast, we're going to cover some creative strategies to purchase a home right here in Florida. We're going to cover a down payment assistance program. We're going to talk about an exclusive 1% down program that we have and a reverse purchase. So, some creative ideas to help you get to home here in Florida.
What else that we can offer here, Brent? What other programs are out there? We had been talking about a lot of cash buyers coming in. We're running into this right now where they're needing to pick up a mortgage, but they have over half down. Maybe they're buying a $500,000-$600,000 home, but they only have $400,000. Talk on that a little bit. How can those folks, especially coming into Florida retiring, we're seeing a lot of that from other states. How can those folks benefit from some programs that you have right now?
Absolutely. We have a program that's really working well for those that are retiring. And, I think Lee, probably 70% of the things we work on together are folks coming from out of state or coming up from Broward or Miami-Dade, looking for an affordable home in a nice area. And so what we're seeing is, they're coming here and they want to buy a home and they sell their home for $400,000 or $500,000 in equity. They're moving to Florida. Well, how can we get them qualified? And they're looking at a $600,000 home that's their dream home, but they don't want to be house poor. In other words, buy a home and all their money's in the house and then nothing to live on. And so for folks that are over 62 or over, there's a program where we can actually have them make have a purchase and put down maybe $300,000 versus $500,000. And then they get the home they actually want and still not have a mortgage payment. So the benefit, why people pay cash for a home, is they don't want a mortgage payment. So that is still possible with a substantially large payment down for folks that are over 62. It's a creative strategy. It comes with a line of credit that kicks in about a year after the closing. And that goes up and it can never be taken away. Like, I don't know, Lee, if you remember during the 2008, 2009, financial crisis, if you wanted to get a pull on your second mortgage or an equity line of credit, those were shut down. The banks could just randomly shut them down. With this program, it just stays and it grows with the value of your home appreciating at the rate of basically the CPI. So it's a great long-term strategy for folks that want to come here, not spend all of their equity on the new home and still not have a payment. Very creative.
What else do we have for first-time buyers here?
The Home Ready, Home Possible with Fannie and Freddie, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They have their own 3% down programs that they're great. I mean, and preferred MI, in other words, mortgage insurance is lower. And that's a first-time home buyer program. It's something we're really excited about, something we have. It's kind of an exclusive. It's a 1% down payment. That's coming on board. However, it is dependent upon the area median income. It's called AMI. Area median income. And if you make 80% or less of the area median income, you could qualify for that. It's an income-based program, but it's another great way to minimize that down payment. So we're looking at areas that, just outside, a little further west, typically on these types of transactions where it really works well. Some of the, like a Cadence, that would probably work as well if they don't have other debt. So as far as making the debt ratio, but that's another exclusive we're going to have. And I don't want to announce it right now, but hopefully in 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to have a very, very exciting program coming out to help with down payment assistance that will not be related to income. So to qualify. So I'm excited about that. We'll keep a lid on it until about 3 or 4 weeks until we can verify it for sure. And all the nuts and bolts are put together and we can announce it. But some exciting programs that will essentially replace.
On that program, people can go ahead and reach out to you right now and get pre-qualified, and you can take a look at their situation, especially first-time buyers, because they really don't know the process. They've never been through it. And right now is a great time for them to get in the market if they can afford it. If you can't afford it, stay in your rental. But if you can afford it and you can find something that fits into your budget, it's really a great time to buy, because there's not this frenzy going on. And, it's my opinion and your opinion and many of the opinions of many people in the market that, especially here in Florida, but it's other places too. I mean, markets are selling. I mean, we have a client up in, we've mentioned before, Lafayette, Indiana, and they put their house on the market and sold in a day. So, you're working on that deal. It's a really great time to get in the market, but unfortunately, it's really hard to get in the market for a lot of people. So that time is coming. So if you can't do it right now, it is what it is. But if you can, it's a good time to do it, because you're not going to be in that price war with a whole bunch of other buyers, which I just believe there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines, waiting for rates to come down, because a point is a lot more than $20,000 on the mortgage. So, and
Yeah, you're going
that.
to see when rates, yeah, absolutely. And rates are going to come down. Like you say, Lee, you bring up a very good point. We see it on the front lines. So many people on the sidelines waiting for rates to come down. So when they do come down, and they will, then you're back into the feeding frenzy, and 20 offers within 2 days, and hoping
Well,
you get
you
one.
have 95% of all buyers under 6%, and we're at 7%.
Right.
So there's no way a lot of these people are walking out of their homes unless they're renting their homes. And that's a good, let's bring that up real quick, because we've had a lot of
Yeah.
people do that, where they've rented their home and use that mortgage payment, that rent from their home, because their mortgage is so low, to go against their new home that they're purchasing in Port St. Lucie. A lot of people down south have done this, and it's really worked out well for them. So that's
Yeah.
another great idea for people. And we've seen that work great for folks right now. Just rent their house and, collect the rent and use that rent to offset the mortgage.
Absolutely. And it's a wealth strategy, frankly. I mean, when you buy,
Right.
you have a $500,000 home, you could sell it, take your equity and put it into another one, or you could buy another $500,000 home where it's, now you have $1 million in home ownership that's appreciating. If,
Right.
just run a small, like a conservative 4% appreciation a year, you're looking at $40,000 a year you're making in your sleep versus, on the 500,000, and 20,000 per year, using an average of 4% appreciation. So, and that's a conservative figure. So I think, it's a great strategy. We're encouraging people that a lot of people aren't
One of the best
comfortable
ways to
managing.
build wealth is through owning a home.
Unbelievable. You and I talk about this,
Well, let's
but
just look at Port St. Lucie. 8 years
yeah,
ago, you could buy a house easily for 175,000, 250,000, really super
right.
nice house. That same house now is going to cost you, 450,000 to whatever. I mean, some homes in Port St. Lucie are selling for 6, 7, 800,000. So,
Yeah.
and there's homes in the millions. They're just not selling. And they're not selling here either in Palm Beach County. So Palm Beach County's struggling with those $1 million sales also. So it's a weird market we're in right now, but it's going to flush out. But right now, again, great time for people to get into the market, find a home. Most of the home, really pretty much no one has in new construction has any wait lists. A lot of them have spec homes available, so you can pick those up for a little bit less than you would to build a home out, because they're trying to get rid of those. And then a lot of the communities like, Cadence and Heron Preserve, they're just keep building. They're building. And so their specs are starting to catch up a little bit, but they're still selling a lot of houses. So it's a moving market. Kinley opens today officially, which is in Port St. Lucie. There's here in Palm Beach County, homes are starting in the millions, but there's lots of specs, and these new communities are trying to get rid of them. So they're offering a lot of incentives and a lot of upgrades attached to that. So there's some buys right now, and pretty much everybody's willing to negotiate. If you look at these homes, especially the higher the price point goes, people are willing to negotiate. So, and I'm finding too, we were looking at rental properties to purchase a couple of weeks ago. In a lot of these homes and the rental properties, they're putting new roofs on them. So you're walking into a house that's clean, it's furnished, it's got a new roof on it, and you can just kind of pick it up and move someone in, maybe do a couple little things here and there. But that was in the 350 market, right around 350. So I'm going to make a video on that. But there's some real deals out there right now if you're looking to invest in Port St. Lucie. And the great thing about Port St. Lucie over Palm Beach County is it's been moving at 10% a year for the last 9-10 years. So going to continue to go up on the average 10% a year. I mean, it went up over the COVID almost 40%. So, I mean, it's just crazy numbers that Port St. Lucie has gone up, and it's made the top 100 list. It's a market like Orlando. A lot of people moving there because there's homes in those markets that are still affordable. Anything else you want to add before we jump off?
Well, the supply and demand, there's still too many people coming here and not enough rooftops, and
Well, and
so
that's everywhere. You know what I mean? It's
everywhere.
really in most cities that
Yeah.
you see where market's moving, there's just not enough roofs, and some of these markets don't have new construction, so you don't
Right.
you're not competing with that. You are competing with it if you're trying to sell your home in a market like Port St. Lucie or Orlando, where there's a lot of new construction, but And a lot of markets, there's no new construction, so those homes are selling very quickly.
It's an interesting market. And I think, there is an opportunity here. If you're comfortable and you can make the payment for 2 years and look for that opportunity to refi down, I think that's a great play right now.
All right, so let's jump off, and hopefully everyone got a good sense of what's happening with the mortgage industry, and reach out to Brent for any questions or concerns that you might have, or just to get started, starting the process. It's never too early to start the process. And Brent's always always really excited to help people. So
thank you for tuning in today. I do hope it helps you out. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel for other tips like these, and hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss any of our updates. We're adding programs every week, and we're looking to help people in the best ways possible. So keep us in mind, and we look forward to seeing you again.